Tim Bart's here. Let me get my mic. Tim Bart's here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas. Thank you for everybody joining me. It is January 11th, 2022. So hopefully you guys are having a great start to the year. Thank you to everybody that's joined us here. And we talked a little bit about some F-150 Lightning last week. This week we're gonna talk about all kinds of things. We're gonna talk about Maverick. We're gonna talk about Lightning. We're gonna talk about even a little bit of Bronco here, just a little bit too. So we're gonna talk about all kinds of things. And of course, we welcome questions on any Ford vehicle. I should hopefully be able to handle that. So I do have a little bit different setup. Hopefully you guys enjoy it there. I do have tonight's topic, which is in the title of the video here, or the live stream, how to combat the unexpected dealer fees on your ordered vehicle. And so you're probably thinking, you're a dealer, Tim, why are you bringing this up? Because aren't you just pointing fingers at yourself? We don't do this. So hopefully this helps you out. And I know somebody posted earlier, retweeted or commented on my tweet that this could ruffle some feathers, and hopefully it just helps out the people. That's all I care about. Last I knew, I'm only going to order from a Ford dealership called McArthur. So McArthur is the only place I'm going to buy my vehicles. So I know that we try to work with other dealerships. There's some good ones, there's some bad ones. So hopefully this can help you guys out there, especially when I hear comments about different dealers doing different things out there. I just feel motivated to be able to talk about it and do a video like this. And so we're going to talk about that. And you can see the timer there. Added the timer this week, or actually last week. But you have that timer, so in about, there it goes. So you have that timer about 27 minutes. We'll talk about that. And usually that's going to be halfway into the hour there. So usually 7:30 my time is when we'll start talking about that subject. Again, I did move the email addresses a little bit bigger right below my video there. So if you have any questions about the stream, anything you want me to cover or questions you want me to talk about on the stream, that's what that fordvideoguy at Gmail is all about there. So definitely, reach out to that if you have any questions that you want to, addressed on the stream. If we run out of questions in the chat, we'll move over to that email. So that's where you'd want to do that. There's a couple in there that I want to talk about today on there. But if you have any questions, you want to get a vehicle from us, something like that, want to switch your Lightning reservation over, then you can do that as well. Thanks, Adrian, for becoming a member. So hopefully you enjoy that. For our membership perks and everything. Also, that salesman, Timothy Bart's at Gmail, that's one I check constantly throughout the business day and even at night. So if you're wanting to get a hold of me for information on a vehicle or something like that, make sure you email the one that says sales. Any questions with the stream or anything that I can put on the stream, that's what the Ford Video Guy one is all about right there. So appreciate that. And Adrian just reminds me there that don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that red subscribe button down below, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you can get notified when we're ready to go live on the stream like we did tonight. And don't forget, if you want to join the McArthur crew, like Patricia did tonight and Adrian, you can do that right down there where you subscribed. There should be either a join button or a perks. You can see perks there. Right in there is where you can click on that join. It doesn't automatically join. You actually get to learn more about it before you're then asked to join a second time. So you can click on that and learn a little bit more about it. So those that you become members tonight, especially those two people that become members earlier, don't forget to check out some of the membership videos under the community tab. So check that out. And we have some special videos in there, one that will get you some special perks. So you can learn more about that in those videos. So again, also don't forget, we are going to be, this video is being cast as a podcast as well. Usually by 9 p.m., about 30 minutes after the end of the video. I'll have that on those different podcasting platforms. If you want to find it real easily, it is on our website as well, lawmacarthur.com/FordVideoGuy, and you can find the podcast there. And if you're listening on the podcast, you need to check us out on our YouTube channel. Watch it live with us or even record it, and you can see, because I have a couple of pictures this week that you'll want to take a look at. You won't be able to see them on the podcast if you're listening to it, but great information if you want to just listen to questions and answers on different topics. It's a great way way, if you're on a road trip or something, or if you're commuting, for you to check out that podcast and the different ones. I think we're set up on Stitcher and all the different ones out there. You should be able to find it out there on your favorite podcasting channel. Also, don't forget, I have my own personal YouTube channel, that youtube.com/fordvideoguy, and I really am trying to get time in my day to be able to do those videos. A couple videos that I want to record, or I want to edit and get on there, that I haven't had a chance to, but I'm going to work really hard on it. I have an assistant starting next Monday, so I'm really excited about that. So to have her starting, so that we can, I can get more time on my personal time instead of actually doing work-related stuff even at night. So I do a lot of editing and different things on pictures and videos. Okay, so let's jump in. A couple videos we did this week, and I actually have all of them linked down description. So if you click on that, the little arrow, if you're watching this on a phone like I usually do, down there in the description there are links to all the different videos that we did this week. Kept pretty busy. I think it was Wednesday last week. I spent the entire day just recording and uploading 4 lightning videos on the different trims. I go through the build and price, but more than that, just the build and price. I actually go through the order guide and go over the standard equipment again. Just like with the Maverick, Ford doesn't list the standard equipment. It's pretty much blank on the build and price website, and so I've basically filled in the blanks with those videos. And then also did another video on Friday that recorded some different information on how to order your Lightning once you get that invite on the Wave invite. And then also some other great information on the Lightning. You might want to check those out. Again, those videos are linked down in the description. And I also did a Maverick hybrid test drive video. And again, that's only the second test drive video I've ever done. So hopefully, go easy on me in the comments on that one. But hopefully you enjoyed it. And the GoPro camera actually crashed on me. And but I had the content, and I felt like I did a pretty good job on some of the content of some of the things I had to say. So I went ahead and edited that. And that went live, I think, last Saturday. So all the links for those are down in the description. For this week upcoming videos, I do have a Maverick First Edition I recorded a couple weeks ago. I'm going to work on that. And then if I get the graphics put on my Bronco Roush, or my Roush Bronco, however you want to say it, hoping to do a video on that real soon. All the performance parts are on the Bronco, and loving it, by the way. Love the performance of that. It actually bumped my fuel economy about 4 miles per gallon. Having that cold air intake and exhaust, man, it just makes that air flow through that Bronco, and it just performs so well. So I'm really happy to get that on there, and the wheels and tires look great as well. So I'm really loving that Roush package on my Bronco. We still have 8 of those available. If you guys are interested in one of those, let me know. Okay, let's jump right in. Next thing I want to talk about is scheduling for this week. There are several vehicles that are not scheduling, but Maverick is. A lot of you are watching this because of the Maverick content. So let's go through and break down. I'm not only going to go through the scheduling, but how many that we have allocations for this month as well that could be fulfilled, in of course what Ford is saying is going to be fulfilled this week. So EcoSport is getting scheduled this week. We do have 6 allocations, and looks like, according to Ford, 4 of those could get scheduled this week. Maverick, we have 23 allocations, and they did actually tell us that 20 of the 23 will be hybrids this month. So you can tell they're really wanting to do that. Our region looks like did not get a lot of allocations this month. Not sure why. Maybe because there's so many orders in some of the other regions that they needed to, focus on some of those regions, and that might be why. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're getting 20 hybrids that should schedule this week. So 20 out of 23, so 3 EcoBoost scheduled. So I don't know. We do have, as I mentioned before, we have 10 June hybrid orders and 50. I think we still have 53 July hybrid orders. So not all those are going to get scheduled this month, which is really sad to hear. So we'll just cross our fingers and just hope that they get scheduled as soon as they can. Justin, thanks for becoming a member of the McArthur crew, so appreciate that. So enjoy some of the perks there. Okay, next vehicle is the F-150. We are supposed to get 23 allocations. We did get all 49 of our allocations last week from November, December, so we're real happy to get those. Some of those finally getting some stock F-150 scheduled. We have 23 allocations this month. We're saying 8 could get scheduled this week for F-150. So I think we have some orders in there, so hopefully some of those get scheduled. On the Super Duty, we have 14 Super Duty allocations. which is quite a bit really right now. So they are trying to help us on Super Duties. They're saying 4 of those could get scheduled this week. And there are actually some notes on that I'm going to have for some things that might think about on those retail orders of not including, and they actually had us reach out to our customers on the Super Duty specifically, because some things that we talked about in previous videos, live streams, we've talked about taking off some things for the stock allocations that weren't going to be available at all. Now they're telling us to take some of those items off of our retail units as well, if we can get the customers to do that to help those schedule. Transit and Transit Connect van and wagon are scheduling as well. We have 0 allocations for those. We really don't get that many orders on those. Now, the vehicles that aren't scheduling are the rest. So Bronco is not getting scheduled this week. We do have 8 allocations this month for Bronco. Bronco Sport is not scheduling this week. We have 12 allocations for Bronco Sport. Edge, we have 2 allocations. That's not getting scheduled this week. Escape's not getting scheduled. We do get 3 allocations this month for the Escape. Expedition's not getting scheduled this week. We do have 1 allocation for January for that. Glad mine already got scheduled and is supposed to be getting built in February. Explorer, 17 allocations that we earned this month for Explorer. Some of those actually got pulled over from the month before that got carried over that didn't get fulfilled last month. Mustang, we do have not getting Explorer, and Mustang is not getting scheduled this week. Mustang, we have 2 allocations for January. Mach-E, we have 0 allocations. It is not getting scheduled this week, and Ranger is not getting scheduled, and we have 1 allocation for that. Real quickly, some things that you think about on your retail orders, some things they told us to try to avoid if possible on the Expedition. They said Expedition with the 91D, which is a rear entertainment system, will not be selected. So we only have 1 allocation, but they said stay away from the rear entertainment system in the Expedition if you want any of those stock orders ordered or picked up, because they're probably going to focus those in on those customer orders. Now, they did tell us on truck orders, not just Maverick, but also Ranger, F-150, and Super Duty. They said try to stay away from any bad accessories. They are limited on supplies, including, they said, the spray and bed liner. So not only Maverick is having issues with it, all the other trucks are having issues getting materials for those as well. Some people had said, surely the bed liners aren't the thing holding up those luxury packages and the Mavericks. It really could be. Super Duty, 5th wheel prep package, they said to stay away from that, as well as a black appearance package too, specifically. So those are 2. We had a lot of trucks that we had ordered for customers. We had to reach out to them and say, hey, we have an option. We'll put in a 5th wheel package for you aftermarket. Let's go ahead and take it off your build and try to get it scheduled and then see how that goes. So hopefully that some of those people are switching some of those orders up. Also, Ford in the news. There's some cool things that came out today about the Ford. So the North American Car of the Year organization, I think on Twitter it's at NACTOY, NACTOY is their acronym there on Twitter. So you can find it there. But they have 2 vehicles, Ford vehicles that ended up truck of the one was truck of the year, and you can imagine what truck won truck of the year. Everybody say it in the comments. Sorry, I won't wait for that. Maverick. So the Ford Maverick is the 22 North American Truck of the Year, and the Ford Bronco is the 22 North American Utility of the Year as well. Boy, I'm proud to be driving a Ford Bronco and Utility of the Year, and I get to drive that every day if I want to. So really enjoying that. So a couple other things to kind of talk about. I want to bring up this week. One of them is the FITS system. So there is some emails that went out to a lot of hybrid owners because hybrids didn't get the okay to buy as early as the EcoBoost. In fact, it was like months later, and so Ford sent out an email to everybody that had a hybrid at that time that you will be getting a free FITS system upon delivery. Of course, Ford, I didn't catch any kind of correspondence from Ford of how those are going to come to the dealership. Are they going to be mailed to them? Because like my Bronco flag back here and my Bronco posters and such, those actually were sent straight to my house from Ford. And so I thought maybe that's the way it was going to be done. Saw somebody else delivered it at their dealership, and I'm like, let me check on this. So I walked myself back to parts and I said, hey, do you have any boxes that maybe say fits on it somewhere? I'm like, oh yeah, we got them in the corner over there. I found 18 boxes. No, so those got sent out to a lot of our hybrid customers. So if you haven't received it yet, if you got a hybrid from us and it's already been delivered, I see Tom in the chat here. I know Tom's went out. Those were mailed out to you. So you should be receiving them soon. But luckily, I have one right here, and hopefully Mr. Witham does not mind, our moderator does not mind me showing this off. This is actually for one of his kids' Mavericks, and so I was going to show you what's in the box, if that's okay. So I don't think he'll mind. I did pop the seal. Sorry, Chuck. But anyway, so when the first thing you see when you get it is it says right here, cool things come to those who wait. And there's more there, and you can read it when you get your system. But the FIT system stands for Ford Integrated Tether System Accessory Kit. So this is an accessory kit, and it's basically a 2-page. There's 3 different languages, but 2 pages, has a parts list of what's included in there, as well as where those tether systems are. There's 8 in underneath the seat, 4 on each side, as well as behind the console, for you to be able to do. And so it kind of shows you, the next page kind of shows you where all the different accessories go. And I'm going to pull those out and show you what they are. But you can see cup holder, trash can, a little Ford emblem. You got something else that sits behind there, and then the dividers. So let's open this up. Hopefully he doesn't mind. Most of it's actually already just kind of just sits in there. But so you have these dividers. So there's 2 bigger ones. Those are going to go more towards the middle of the dividers, so that you can go ahead and divide things in there and put those in there so they won't roll around in there. That's the whole goal behind that. And you can see those systems there and how that looks. And that slides into those slots there. So we have those. And then there's 2 smaller ones here. So, sorry, Chuck, I didn't wait for the A-OK there, but I'm on like a 15-second delay. So, so you have these smaller ones. They go on towards the outside, and Adrian's actually in the chat. I saw Adrian there. Adrian just took delivery of his. I really enjoyed meeting Adrian. Love meeting you guys in the chat when you come by and get your vehicles. And so Adrian got his system, his FIT system. I know we made sure, because we found this out right before Adrian got here, actually. Like the day before, so we made sure he got his. So, and then we have the cup holders here. So, and they're pretty well put together. They don't look like some cheap 3D print. They're pretty good manufactured plastic, but you can 3D print things yourself. My son actually figured out what the code was for that little slot there to be able to engineer different things. And I don't think our 3D printer is as like hardcore or heavy duty to be able to do some of these. And this trash can is pretty cool too. So so somebody on a video I think out on YouTube did an unboxing on this, so it's just really cool. I think you can find it on the Maverick Truck Club. But there's a trash can you can see there, and there's the how it fits on the back. So it's going to fit into the back of the console there, or you could probably fit it inside, probably underneath the seat as well. I don't know height wise if that would fit, but it might fit there in the middle. Hopefully you're not getting too much like static on the mic here. And then a couple last things here. One is a Ford emblem. This is actually really cool. So little Ford emblem, and it looks like it has slots there. So maybe you can wrap the cord around that. And I didn't actually look at the instructions close enough. I'm usually really good at following instructions, by the way. I usually read the manual and different things like that. But you'd probably expect that from me by now if you guys have stuck with me for a while. And then also this little one here that has 2 little slots, and I'm not sure what those are for. I think maybe trash bags. You can hook the trash bags on there. It would probably be my thinking there, that you could hook a couple trash bags if you want, instead of using the trash can. So there you go. So there's what's included. So that's a little FIT system that comes with all the hybrids. And I'm not sure how late, if you ordered after the email went out, you probably won't be getting one, is my assumption. So, if you have of course, actually, to be honest, if you haven't, if you didn't order a hybrid by then, it's going to be a while before you get a hybrid anyway. But there you go. So try to get these back in here the way they were. There we go. So there you go, the FIT system there, and I'll get that packaged up a little bit better there for you. Charles, before you guys get here. So I wanted to kind of show you guys that FIT system. So the dealership should be receiving those. There is a VIN number on the label right by the address. So if your dealer, if you go to get your vehicle, your hybrid vehicle, and you got that email, you should have a fit system waiting for you at the dealership. So the brand manager did let me know. He said, yeah, that actually is shipped out when the vehicle is shipped out. So the package should get there before the vehicle does. So it should only take about a week. So they were like, after I distributed the ones that people that already picked up their vehicles, they're still with about 8 packages out there. And we just received a couple of those vehicles today. So that's, probably will be there in plenty of time before your vehicle does. So if you take delivery of a hybrid at a dealership there and you don't work with us, and you make sure you ask them for that. Say, hey, where's my my fits kit, accessory kit? And if they're like, what are you talking about? Say, well, you shouldn't have received it. Tell them to check in parts. Say, that should have actually come probably to your parts department with the VIN number on my vehicle. Maybe you can check with them, so they should know back there what's going on there. So that'll be kind of fun. So get that. Pretty cool. So hopefully, I don't know if these are available through Ford Accessories. They have a part number on them, I think. So back for those that don't get one, see if I can find a part number for you on these. I assume the kit itself in general there's a part number for each individual one. So, and then I think there's one main one for the entire. Oh, this is accessory kit instructions. So they actually have a part number for the instructions. That's crazy. Anyway, it looks like here's part numbers. I'm going to put it on the camera. So if later you guys want to replay this, you can do that. And there you go. There's your part numbers for that. So anybody wants to freeze frame that, I'll leave it up there just for a little bit. Those parts numbers on those. So if you don't get a fit kit, maybe you don't have a hybrid, maybe an EcoBoost or something, there are your part numbers. You can order those through your parts department. Might be able to find those on Ford Accessories. So there you go. You're going to do that. And maybe the QR code that's on the truck would also have that as well. That's a QR code you'll find on the Maverick, a couple different places in the truck bed and as well. So you probably could get that system, any of those things probably as well afterwards. So, all right, another subscription there, another subscriber just joined here. All right, so a couple other things I want to talk about. Last week on the F-150 Lightning, there are some corrections to the videos that I did. Not corrections, actually, confirmations, I should say, because I was correct on all of these. But I did reach out to the F-150 Lightning brand manager and got some confirmation on a few things here. One of them is on the Pro version of the F-150 Lightning. Some people asked, there's no mention of cruise control. It is not on the order guide. It was not listed on the order guide, and we wanted confirmation on this. You Maverick owners are like, are we sure that the XL doesn't come with it? On the Pro version, you do get cruise control. It is confirmed. Cruise control is standard on the Pro version of the F-150 Lightning. And then the tailgate step is not mentioned in the Lariat trim at all. So I got confirmation on that. So tailgate step is standard on the XLT 312A package, equipment group. It's also standard on Lariat and on the Platinum. So tailgate step, which also comes with the tailgate work surface there. Also, the power tailgate up and down is going to be standard on the XLT 312A equipment group, as well as on the all Lariat and all Platinums. And then the rear signature lighting, because this is I want to confirm this because on the build and price it looked like the rear signature lighting that was on the back of the tailgate was actually going to be included on the XLT 312A, and that is not. I noticed it wasn't in the order guide that way. You have to go to Lariat or Platinum to get the LED light on the back of the tailgate. One of the weird things, the reasons that I'm thinking about going to the Lariat trim is for that signature lighting on the back. So it just looks so cool. A couple other things that I want to highlight. I actually have some clips to this. I'm going to kick over to here in a second. Bronco Sport soft top. There was somebody that posted in the Maverick Truck Club some things that you might want to think about when you're taking that top back and you laying it back on the top. Thank you, Daniel Lee, for subscribing to the channel. So here's some pictures that I want to click over to. There you go. So when you fold that top back over, you want to make sure that the top does not come down, this rail comes down on top of the cover. So if it can kind of collapses in, you want to make sure you don't do that, because otherwise it can rub against that and actually ruin your top. So you want to make sure that you do it this way. You want to make sure that kind of rolls around and does it that way. And I looked at this and thought, maybe it's not a huge thing for most people, but I have a convertible top and I want to know how that works. So this is the correct version. So you want to make sure that that doesn't collapse inside that rail and rub against your soft top. So for those of you that have a soft top, there you go. Also, there are some hard tops that are now going to be available real soon. I'd actually, down in the description, you can check the link to this. ADV Fiberglass now is going to have some Bronco hardtop options for you. So different from the ones from the factory. They have a couple different versions. They have a one-piece version, or they have a modular version. So they said they're going to make those. They're going to make a black one, which I like. Hopefully it matches with the fender flares, my grill, and everything. Also, they're going to make a white one, and they're going to make one that's primed so you can paint it to the body color if you want by a local body shop. So those are going to be available. Again, the link to that article on Bronco 6G is down in the description, so you can check out that link if you want to learn a little bit more about that. So that was pretty cool. I didn't read the whole article because that came out today, and I was getting ready for the live stream. So there you go there. So let's see how much time we have. About 4 minutes before, or my timer's off. Okay, so we got about 4 minutes before, or 3:40 it looks like I have here, before we get to our topic tonight. So I got a couple questions I can address here, and I haven't actually looked too much into this here. By the way, if you pick up your vehicle from McArthur, you can see Tim's makeshift streaming studio while there. Yes, I am on the showroom. So so thanks, Adrian, for coming over. And again, anybody, do make sure you come by and see me. I am here. I'm a regular employee of the dealership. I'm here. Tuesday's really the only day because I do stay late to chat with you guys. Here at the dealership, there's nobody. We actually are in the dealership. There's nobody here. So do come by and make sure you see me if you come and pick up your vehicle. I like talking to you guys, and I'm not a salesperson, so I don't always able to converse with people, and it's real fun to get a chance to see people and see and put a name, face to the name, as I see on the stream here. So yes, definitely come by and see me. I had a great conversation with Adrian, so thanks for coming in and picking up your vehicle. So also, let's see here, some other questions. Mic or cable interface for about 15 seconds every few minutes. Oh, and that might have been, John, that might have been what, hopefully, was that why I had the wrapper? How's my audio now? My audio sounding okay? Describes it messes your audio. Really? That is weird. So evidently there must be some audio to that coming up there. But don't hinder that from subscribing to the channel. So I'll have to check that out. I have my mic plugged in here real good, so I'm not sure why we're having issues there. I'll have to check that out and check that out. But thanks for letting me know, guys. Someone subscribes or joins. Okay, so we're having issues when somebody subscribes or joins. You know what? I think I might have figured it out, because I think it might pop up there with a noise. Let me unplug my head. I had headphones plugged in. That might be our problem. So let's try that out and see how that does. All right, yeah, so everybody's telling me about the same thing, so appreciate the feedback on that. Kind of a pun, feedback. Anyway, dad joke. All right, so let's move on. So any other questions we have here before we got a couple minutes here? Hopefully that fixed it. Maybe that was because normally I don't have my headphones plugged in, and they were plugged in from doing something earlier, so hopefully that was our issue and I fixed it. So, because I don't think we've had an issue with that in the past weeks, so that's the only thing different. So hopefully that fixed it. So, because I had the headphones plugged in. So, all right. So somebody subscribe so we can find out, right? Somebody subscribe or become a member. Either one, you'll get notification. Martin's become a member. Did it? How did it do there? Let's check that out. See if that happened. Thanks for becoming a member there. Hopefully you didn't spend $5 just to help us find out if this was a problem. Fixed? All right. Somebody said it's fixed. So, okay, that must have been the problem then. Oh, so when the horn honks. Oh, still there? Oh, no. Huh. have to figure that out. I don't have any other audio coming through on my stream on my on OBS here, so I don't know what else. I don't have my the camera turned on or anything. All right, I'll have to investigate that. So still happening. Darn. I know how much audio can really affect the whole everything. So that could, you know, I when I watch a video with terrible audio, I just want to leave. So I get that. So it did not work. Okay. Somebody just subscribed. So I will see this on this down here. See if I. So let me right click. Let me see if I can filter out noise here. Use audio controls via OBS. Let me see if I click that, if that fixes the problem. All right, I tried something. We'll see. Okay, anyway, we'll see that. But okay, so yep, we are good to go about on our topic, and just because it restarted at 00. Oh, that's supposed to go to another timer. Let me hide that. So, a couple mess ups here. Well, there we go. We'll get rid of that. All right. Okay, so to this week's topic, as you can tell from the title, how to combat the unexpected dealer fees on your ordered vehicle. I want to read a couple different things, and I forgot to actually pull up the bulletin here. Let me see if I can find it. I was going to read, well, actually, I know the premises behind it. So this week, Ford put out a bulletin to dealerships that were doing the F-150 Lightning, that were EV dealers that were accepting, you know, reservations, because back in December they had told dealers that they basically could prioritize some orders and move people around. And so what dealers did was, being proactive and thinking outside the box, they said, hey, let's go ahead and tell our customers if they want those top slots and move up, then it will cost them $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for those top spots. And so they were selling those top spots for money. And so that went out on social media, and of course Ford got wind of it, and Ford basically told dealers, if they're doing that, if they are selling those reservation spots, that's not going to happen, that those reservations are going to be flipped to a different dealership. They're going to be taken away from them. So hopefully those dealerships corrected that, but it was after the deadline to that, so I'm not sure how that affected those dealers. Yeah, so anyway, so that was happening. Also, they kind of told some of those dealers that they need to be watching that. So they're really trying to get onto that. And also, we're seeing too, just like with this other this article I want to read from, that was found in the Maverick Truck Club, that a user on there had posted this description. So I'm going to read this word for word, and I'm terrible about reading on camera here, but we're going to read this. So, has anyone had issues with dealer fees when getting ready to sign for their new Maverick Hybrid? My dealer fees, I mean fees like dealer prep fees, advertising fees, additional dealer markup fees, delivery destination fees, not the ones that are already included in the sticker MSRP price, nitrogen fee, tire fees, etc. I've always talked with the dealer folks about removing all these fees just before signing, as was always successful. Apparently, because of scarcity of Maverick hybrids, some dealers are not removing any or all of these types of fees. You either pay $1,000 or more in these fees, or walk away. If you walk away, the dealership has now won and claims a truck and can mark it up substantially and sell it on the lot. In this case, the MSRP was the price, but right before signing, you see all these add-on fees, which are apparently no longer negotiable, as a way to get you to pay or not take your ordered vehicle that they have waited months for. I would be curious as to what the Ford Video Guy has to say. So thanks for tagging me on that. and talking about this, and we are seeing more and more of this. You know, I am a dealership employee. I'm proud to be working at McArthur Ford, family-owned business for a long time, and I've been here for over 20 years. And, you know, we try to do things the right way here. And so we do have a dealer fee. We try to keep our dealer fee down. You know, our dealer fee does cover some costs that I don't even know what all those costs are for. And even when I buy a vehicle, I have to pay a dealer fee, even a smaller dealer fee. And I've told in the past on the live stream that there is part of our dealer fee that does go to sales guys for an end of year bonus. And that's just something that, you know, it's a very small amount. It's like $20, I think, or something, but it's a very small amount that gets kicked to them. But then the rest of those fees do cost, because we have to submit things over for credit checks and different things like that. And I don't know what they all are. And, but I do know that those have to be paid for. So we try to keep ours, you know, pretty low, and we do see what other dealers are in our area, within our city, even within the state, and what some of them are charging. And so our dealer fee up till last year was $299.95, and just recently they said we had to go up $200 on that to $499.95, basically $500. Now, those of you who have a Maverick on order with us, don't worry. Your order sheet, your fee is locked in at $300. It is not going to go up. Basically, what you'll see on your deal is we're going to discount your price $200, so you'll be basically buying at $200 under MSRP, and then you'll see that fee of $49.95 because that's locked into our program for our system here. But so that's our dealer fee, but we don't have any other hidden fees. And I've actually mentioned it before in the past. There are a lot of people that have mentioned this before in the past. They've said, hey, you know, we have dealers, and I warned dealers of this. Actually, I put a video out that a lot of dealers did not like, that I put out. I said, watch out for these dealers. And one of the messages was that, hey, get that signed buyer's order. Find out what those dealer fees are going to be. Don't just, you know, sign that they're doing MSRP. A lot of them are like, oh yeah, I got my order sheet. I signed my order sheet. They said they're going to do it MSRP because that's what the order sheet says. And they said, yeah, we're going to honor that MSRP. And just like with this customer, they honored MSRP, but then didn't tell them about all these other added fees. We're seeing people putting some sort of protection package on the vehicle, which really, you know, is something they add to the vehicle, and then they put on there and say, we put this on every vehicle, you don't have a choice. Or some of them say, yeah, we put front window tint on every vehicle, so you have to pay for that. And I'm a person, I don't like front window tint. I want people to know that I'm driving that vehicle or whatever. I'm proud of it, so I don't want the window tint on it. So that's just the way I am. And so yeah, I would be really upset if people added those fees. So we're seeing more of that. And we're also seeing a new one by dealers recently that are saying that they are doing a dealer markup fee. That's not a markup fee. You just raise the price on the vehicle. Let's just call it what it is. You're marking the vehicle up over MSRP. And so that is going on. And yeah, like you said, Lou said there, it's fake fees, you know, and so that's, you know, that's not paperwork, documentation fees and such. And so, yeah, so how can you combat this? What can you do? What steps can you take to combat this? So the first thing you want to do is when you order your vehicle, and if you've already ordered your vehicle, this is something you should be able to go back to the dealership and check. And we're going to have all of you are going to be going back to your dealerships, and you're going to be, you know, talking to your dealerships, and they're going to be probably cursing me, but I don't care. So, you know, just go back and talk to your dealerships if you didn't get this. But one of the things that we do with all of our customers is we do a signed buyer's order. So when you have the order, you go ahead and order it. You have an order sheet. So I have a couple here, I think. So you have an order sheet that looks something like this, right? You guys signed, right? Signed the bottom and all that. So you have that order sheet, right? That's the first thing you want to do. So you order your vehicle, and it shows that MSRP, and it shows basically that's the build sheet for Ford. All right. At that point, you still need to know what they're going to charge you for it, because at that point, that's just the order form. That shows what the factory's MSRP price is. That doesn't show what the dealership is going to do. And some dealers will mark on there selling at MSRP and circle it, and they'll sign it, right? And then they're done. Okay, we're good. Give me a copy of your driver's license. We'll get submitted over to Ford. And according to Ford, those are the only two things you need to submit your order. We also send over a buyer's order on all of our orders. We found out they process so much faster if we have two things signed by the customer with that information on there. But what the buyer's order does for you is helps you to kind of battle, not really battle, but when you come down to it, when that vehicle finally comes in, it's been 2-3 months, and you're kind of reminding them, this is what we signed to, because on the buyer's order is going to have that selling price. It's going to have your dealer fees. And we've been ones that we've for a long time have always put on there the selling price that we're going to sell it for and show that we are selling at MSRP, and then we've omitted the dealer fees. And I've even a couple of times had to remind our desk, hey, you need to put the fees on there. So that's a security for them, so they know that is what we're going to sell it for. And so when they come in, if you try to raise that price and have that price higher, they can have the copy of that buyer's order. You have a copy of your order sheet and say, this is what we agreed to 3 months ago when I ordered the vehicle. I've been waiting 3 months for that vehicle to come in. This is the price we agreed upon. I'm not paying any of those other fees. If I decide to, when I get to finance and they sell me on those products, and then I want to get them, then that's my prerogative. But this is what we agreed upon. So take that into them. A lot of times that works. And if you have a salesperson, they say, no, this is what it is. They say, I want to talk to your manager. Talk to your manager, raise your voice a little bit, because I'm telling you, it makes a difference. I'm, coming from a person in the dealership, that makes a difference. When you get people turning heads, other salespeople and other customers turning their head towards somebody because they're upset, that changes the whole ambiance in that dealership. And sales managers will get out there and take care of it and do what they need to do so that they sell those other people as well. So just something to keep in mind. Hopefully you don't have to do that, but you go in there and you make sure you get that signed, you have that signed buyer's order, you put that in front of them. Also, another thing you can do is if they're adamant that things are different now because that was 3 months ago, and demand is high and supplies are low. This is why we need to do this to cover, our backs, or to sell more vehicles or whatever, or we sell less vehicles, so we need to do that. Then you go and call Ford customer service. So you call their 1-800 number, call them. A lot of times, I know I've heard some people that have said they've called Ford customer service. They got a hold of Ford. Somebody called them within that region, called that general manager and said, you can't do that. Call them back. They're going to come in and you redo the paperwork, and they're going to get it at that price. Because here's somebody had posted this on a Reddit earlier that says, Ford is selling the vehicle. Ford doesn't make anything over MSRP. So when Ford sells the vehicle to the dealers, they've made their money. They're not going to make any more or less. Once they build that vehicle, they've made their money. They've sold it to the dealership. And at that point, the dealership is trying to make or lose money. And so at that point, Ford is going to fight for the customer, because they don't want a bad name out there. They want people in their Ford vehicles. They want them to enjoy it, because once you get in a Ford vehicle, you're going to want to get another one because I'm a Ford family. I believe that. And so you're going to have that. I need to lower this down just a little bit. There we go. My armrest is rubbing against my seat. So you're going to have that. So maybe I'll raise it back up. There we go. Okay, so Ford wants you to be happy. So you're gonna see that. So call Ford customer service, see if you can get something that way. Also, another thing that works, because I work in the internet business and I see reviews and such, a negative review can make an impact as well. So you can go on Google reviews, review a dealership. I guarantee you somebody at that dealership is getting the review response to a 1-star review that's telling them exactly their experience. That has happened. So you can go ahead and do a negative review. You can also get on social media. So you can get on there, you can tag them, you can go to their Facebook page, and you can message them. You can also go to the different Facebook groups and put it on there. And you'll be surprised at how many of the different employees might be on those different groups to help you out. Go on Twitter. Here's something. There was a Redditor that posted something. In fact, I have a link here to it, and I'll add at the end of the video when we're done here, of the Redditor and what they did. So what they did is they had issues. Their dealership was marketed up, so they reached out to Mike Levine. And if anybody don't know, you should try to follow him. I think it's at Mr. Levine, I think. But find him. He is the head of communication for Ford Motor Company, and I'm not trying to get him a lot of tweets or anything, or a lot of people going to him, but somebody actually did a direct message to him. They didn't tag him in a tweet. They actually did a direct message to him, DM'd him, and they told him what was going on. And the dealer actually, he got a hold of somebody pretty quickly, from what I understand, got a hold of the general manager, and the general manager, or the owner of the company, because it happens to have the same last name as the dealership, reached out there and called him and said, come back in. We're good. We're gonna honor the price that we had said. No, none of those hidden fees, and they signed up. So, and it's actually a Redditor that we communicate a lot on Reddit. So, and I'm glad he got taken care of there. But it's bad that he had to go through that type of experience. So, again, those are some tips that I found, some things that I think that'll work. I am in a dealership, so I don't usually have to battle these things like this. But hopefully, this helps you out. Hopefully this works. And if there's any other tips that any of you else have had and you've had to experience this, drop them down in the comments, put them in the chat, and as well as at the end of this video, if you watch this afterwards, please drop those down in the comments too, so that other people can learn from that. So hopefully this did help you out. And I work for a dealership, and I get paid to help bring in a business and sell vehicles. That's I do get paid for that, but I also have an integrity that I adhere to, and that I have. And so and here at the dealership, we have a saying: would you do that to your own family member? Would you do that to your mom? Would you do that to your grandma? So treat that customer like they're your grandma, and that's how you should be treating all your customers, and they'll come back and they'll do more business with you. So hopefully that works out, and that'll work for you. So okay, so that's our topic for tonight. Any other I want to of course answer any other questions. So drop those down there. Don't forget to tag at Long McArthur, McArthur, not McArthur. So remember that. So at Long McArthur there, and that'll tag us, or tag me, so I can see it up there. So Stephen had a question here. Tim, we dropped the lecture package on my second Maverick. What do you think is the build holdup? Probably, and Stephen, you'll have to remind me. We have a lot of orders. If it's an EcoBoost or hybrid, if it's a hybrid, that's the holdup. It's the hybrid, to be honest. Again, there's a lot of people that still, there are people that have reached out to me and say, hey, I ordered mine in September. I haven't seen anything yet. I'm like, well, yeah, don't you, there's a lot of people in July still not scheduled yet. So that basically, just because there's so many, is the holdup there. But hopefully they ramp up production soon. So, all right. So Adrian, all the more reason, if you can, buy from Long McArthur. Appreciate that. And thank you, Adrian, for I did read the post you put on the Maverick Truck Club. I read the whole thing. I appreciate it. And Adrian, you're just such a good guy, and I really appreciate you boasting about your experience here. And and I think we do a good job here, and we try to pride ourselves. And we do have 18 sales guys, and the experience isn't going to be perfect every time. But if we have a negative, and that's the reason I say the reviews, because I see those reviews and I'm like, hey, I see negative, experience here. First thing we want to do is what we can do to make it better. What can we do to fix it? If we did something wrong, if somebody added a fee that they shouldn't have, or something like that, and we can fix it, we can reimburse them the money, we'll do that. We actually had a deal. We had one this week, actually. I just found out about today, where somebody ordered a vehicle, a Maverick, a certain way. They asked for a few things changed, and we made the changes. We made the changes on their order, and we submitted it. But it wasn't built from the last submission. It was built from the first original order, and it was missing some items on his vehicle. A couple we were able to take care of, spray and bed liner, and some things, but we made it right with him. We couldn't add a sliding rear window on the vehicle. I think it needed a spray and liner. There's something else that was missing from the order, and so we did some things, and we included, I think, so we did our best to kind of reimburse them for that the best we could. But that's what we try to do, is try to make it right, and so. That's the best way to do it. So, all right, Steven said, Tim, as we talked about the extra Big Ben wheels laying around, let's talk about switching out my base wheels when my first Bronco arrives. I think we might be able to help you out there. So, because we are doing some Roush packages on some vehicles, a couple different stock Big bends. So we should have some big bend wheels if you want to put those on your base. We should be able to do that for you. And so we just, of course, you just want to get with Blake on that. So I think he helped you out, or at least Sean or them helped you out in aftermarket. They can help you out with that and get you set up there. So you said it is an EcoBoost. So we don't have very many EcoBoost orders not scheduled yet, but we can take a look at your order and see. We could kind of look that up. So I'll try to see if we can remember to do that tomorrow. Any other questions? What's the bottom line with the Lightning in the ZEV states and non-ZEV states? Bottom line. Are you thinking that maybe the states that are ZEV states will get more allocations? That's probably true. There's, I think on the last time, one of the wholesale meetings actually mentioned a little bit of that you know, whether or not you're in a zero emission state can help. I know California probably will get more allocations, and I think maybe even this month with Maverick hybrids, we're probably seeing more getting built in California and some of those states that are 50 state or zero emission states like California probably getting scheduled. So that's probably true. I don't know 100% on that. I can't really comment too much on that. Member of the Maverick Truck Club posted his part number for complete fits kit. Oh, there you go. All right, thanks, Graham. Yeah, so anybody else, check out Graham's post there. There you go. There's the fits kit part number there if you want the whole kit. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I think there might be a part number on this. There's a bunch of labels on this. Here you go. Is that the same number? Where'd that comment go? I just lost that comment. I was going to see if it was the same number. There it is. Yep, the same numbers I'm seeing here. So it's this number right here. Oop, there you go. See that number, the NZ6Z? There's your number for, see if I can straighten it up. So there's your part number for the entire kit. So there you go. NZ6Z looks like 17045N86AA. So there you go. If you want to get the whole kit. If you're an EcoBoost person out there, or you didn't get in on the special deal on it on a hybrid late order, there you go. Thanks, Graham. Cool. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. A bunch of post questions there. Carlene here in chat, as well as us. Our build dates got moved up by a week. I actually heard some others that got moved up a little bit. So maybe they were able to move a bunch up. Ordered a hybrid XLT back in July with the luxury package, trifold, tonneau cover, 360 Copilot, mud flaps, and bed mat. When do you think I will realistically receive the truck? Okay, so back in July, hybrid, tonneau cover's really affecting you right there. I mean, I would, and maybe if you're in priority 2, you don't want to touch it, but I did find out you can actually take an order out of priority 2 back to 10, make changes, and then resave it. It stays as a 10 though. But then you can a lot of times call your, the region can call their regional rep, and they can a lot of times move it back down to 2, because the region's the only ones that can do that. But so that's probably your big thing right there, is in that bed mat possibly too. So again, just like Ford said, I mentioned earlier, and some of the things to keep in mind is, you know, try to get rid of those accessories, those extra accessories that you can get from the dealer. So my daughter's Maverick ought to be here anytime. She did not order a bed cover, but she wants a bed cover on it. I'm like, yep, we'll get Blake and over there, and we'll get them to put a bed cover on there, included in your car deal. So definitely want to try to do that. That might help it out on quite a bit here. All right, made a deposit on Maverick that is in transit. How can it be tracked to no delivery to your dealership? All we need is an order number. So an order number, we should be able to track it. We did have one where we went ahead and did paperwork on one that had a VIN number, and we found out once you do paperwork and complete the car deal on a vehicle that's in transit, it pretty much disappears from Ford's entire system. So we're not able to track it anymore. Even the customer that has that on order, they're not going to get the email notification that it showed up at the dealership anymore, or any of that. So that is one negative to doing your car deal ahead of time, even if you have a VIN number, is that you can't track it. It's not trackable anymore. According to Ford, it's then sold, and they're not going to be able to it takes it out of their system completely and not be able to be trackable. So something to think about. Just like we noticed on any Mavericks, once they get built and they then get shipped out, they disappear out of the WebDo system. So we're not able to look at the WebDo anymore. We have to go to vehicle visibility to find it. And the only way we can find those is through that system. So, all right. Super Dave, Tim, does the recent price increase affect orders placed prior to the December deadline if the truck has not been scheduled? Correct. So there is no increase. So as long as you got your vehicle in by December 26th and all the ROVP paperwork approved by Ford by the 30th, then you will adhere to the old prices. You will not have the price increase. It won't affect your order. I did see that somebody had posted their window sticker values went up on a vehicle that's in transit, but when it gets there, the invoice should be changed. It should be back to the original price. So just take your order sheet to your dealership. These are the prices we negotiated on. They should be able to, there's two pricing they can go by. They can either go by the incentives that are available when the vehicle comes in, or when you first order the vehicle. So they should be able to price protect and lock those prices. I know that he was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he is still, but Johnny did a great review, great video on this that explained this. Watch his video. I recommend it. So Johnny's Car Care and Reviews, check out his video. He did a good job. I did a short video on it, but his is so much better than mine. Just check out his video. He explains it more in depth. Evidently, you can tell he's dealt with it a little bit more than I have here at the dealership. All right. Some other questions. 624 hybrid order date still unscheduled. Yeah, I know that they are right now. All the ones that we are seeing in our system that are in priority 2, which means the region wants them to be looked at by the factory. All of our priority 2s are June, July orders. So hopefully those are what we see scheduled this week. So next week we'll be able to talk about that. I'll be able to go through those orders with you that get scheduled, and we can kind of look through those orders and see those dates, and hopefully they're all June, July orders. I know those of you that have hybrid orders and August, September are wanting yours scheduled, but I think most of them are going to probably be June, July orders. Sorry to say that, but also I'm happy to say that for those that have June, July orders, because they've been waiting. They deserve to get theirs scheduled. All right. NCAA. Oh, Chris joined the Long McArthur crew. Thank you, Chris. If a person ordered a Maverick XLT all-wheel drive FX4 with nothing else added on January 3rd, what would your rough estimate of being delivered? Of course, it would be EcoBoost because it was ordered January 3rd. So, I mean, it really depends on the dealership. So like for us, we have 23 allocations, 3 are going to be EcoBoost. I do know for a fact we have about 29, 30 orders, EcoBoost orders. So if you were at our dealership, you wouldn't get scheduled probably for a while until those other EcoBoosts probably get scheduled. But if you're at the dealership that doesn't have too many orders, you could get scheduled pretty quickly. So it really just depends on the dealership you're ordering with and how many allocations and how many orders they have in there. Okay, I missed a call from you all today. Received a text from you all too saying that you had some exciting news about my Maverick. Oh, it's probably here. We had some Mavericks show up today. Yeah, so if you give me your order number there, I can look it up and see. I do have those vehicles here. So if you can give me the last 5 of your VIN or your order number, or last 5 of your VIN, I probably could tell you because we had the Mavericks. By the way, we've sold 13 Mavericks already this month in the first 10 days. So that's pretty cool. And we still have a bunch that came in today that should sell. From what I understand, I think we only have one of them that was not, that we know of one for sure that the customers aren't taking. If you guys are interested, again, they're over MSRP. Of course, if you want, you can order one and we'll do MSRP on anything ordered. But so it looks like we have Dan has one here that came in. I'm naming salespeople here. So Dan had one that came in. Order number. Well, I won't say order numbers. Then I also have one for Kyle. He had a customer that had one come in. Mike Mole, of course, had one that came in. MJ, Mike Jarawala, he's a salesperson here. His came in. Lonnie had one that come in. His customers came in. And Mitch had one to come in. So there you go. So if your salesperson was one of those, then it might have been yours. So did I miss your question up there? So, all right. Thank you for your answer. My question I have, I do have my order sheet to take with me to the dealership if they balk. Yeah, you should be good. They told us that it would be that the prices will be automatically price protected. So don't know. I don't work in that part of the dealership to know exactly that process. Again, that's why Johnny, he did a great job in his video kind of explaining that. You know, getting delivery of Mavericks every day. No, we don't get them every day. In fact, it's been a couple days since we've gotten a Maverick delivered. But it seems like we get, they kind of wait until they get a truckload, because like this here is a truckload. I think they can fit like 6 or 8, I think maybe 9 Mavericks on one of their trucks. They actually can load up, so they're what, 6 or 5? Yeah, so we got 6. So a lot of times we'll get either a truckload of 6 or sometimes 9. So, all right, so you. All right, Joseph, you said 32.5. Is that the price of your vehicle? So I don't actually have the invoice on all of them, only on some of them. Anyway, but if your salesperson is one of those, then I'm sure that's why we called. So, and we are trying to reach out to the people that have vehicles on order, just to kind of try to keep you updated, so you don't feel like we're just kind of left you and there's no, just like you ordered in July and you don't hear from us at all for months. So they're actually, I have it set up. I'm actually in charge of setting up the different schedules for our CRM, our customer relation management tool there. So sales guys are required to call their customers every couple weeks, because before, when we ordered vehicles, we didn't really do that many, and so usually they were coming in within a couple months. And now things are taking longer. We just had to come up with a system so that they could be reminded to call their customers. So with 500 orders, sometimes you just need a little reminder out of the CRM to help you out. So, hi Tim. For the Lariat, when are the amber turn signal lights or other than when turning? Do they stay on with the headlights or parking lights? The amber turn signals on the Lariat. Not sure. That's a good question. I actually haven't looked at one and messed with it. I know that I see like some vehicles where like their headlights turn into the turn signal, which I hate. And then I noticed one day, I was like, man, I hate vehicles that are like that. I'm glad the Ford vehicle's not like that. And I realized, oh wait, that's an edge. So I was like, well, shoot, why is Ford doing that? Because I don't think the headlight should go off so that you can show some of your turning. You need the headlight, but I don't know on the Maverick how that works. I actually haven't looked at that, so that might have to do that. Tim, I looked at the Bronco packages on the McArthur Performance site, numbered 1, 2, 3, etc. The first one looks okay. You might have to get with me after the stream. I'm not sure which one that is. So, Roger, I picked up my Maverick XL Hybrid Friday morning in Kansas, drove to my Sarasota home over the weekend, 1,500 miles, 38 miles per gallon highway. Pretty good. So cool. Yeah, Roger, I heard, I got your email with Mike, and I heard that you, he had that vehicle for you at the airport when you got there. And so that's a smooth transition too, especially if you're not heading this way, but you're heading back down and you're flying in at Wichita. We can have the vehicle ready for you there and meeting you there, or even just have it, have it there for you, so then you can pick it up using your Ford Pass app. Once you've done that, then you can unlock the vehicle and just get in and take off, right? And the keys inside. So that's an option for you as well. So yeah, that works. So all right. Jeffrey asked, any news on how Bronco production is going? Well, I do know this. I know that we were not real happy about our allocations for the year. So we did find out what we're going to be allocated with 48 Broncos for the 2022 model year. And we have 60 orders. So we're not real happy about that. But I think some other people knew that as well. And I know that they weren't really ecstatic either. So not really happy about our numbers and how many we're going to get. So that, I don't know if that just tells us that they're expecting some lower production numbers for 22 as well, as they continue to do that. But right now, a lot of the orders that we have left on Bronco, outside of the ones that just ordered, like Steve in there, but other people that ordered, back when they first were released, a lot of them are waiting on things because they want certain things. and they're willing to wait for them. You know, we have a lot of wild track, Badlands editions that are waiting. I have people that are adamant to get the Luxe package or a hardtop on a 4-door, stuff like that. That it's taken those orders a little longer to get scheduled just because of those things. Okay, ordered mine on 11:30, but my dealership is so small, I'm afraid I'll never be scheduled. They only have 5 allocations, they said. Schedule 80. Okay, if you mean status 80, then there's a problem with your order. Hopefully, that's not what that means. Schedule 80. So if they have 5 allocations, if they have 80 scheduled, or 80 that orders, maybe that's what you're talking about, but hopefully that's not the status that you have, because that just read your second comment down there, but you do have an XL Maverick EcoBoost all-wheel drive. If you don't have a lot of things added because you can't get a luxury package on it, as long as you don't have like a bed cover or a spray and liner, you might be pretty happy. You might get scheduled ahead of some others, because that does help your order get scheduled a little bit quicker. So thanks, Patricia, for joining us tonight. Okay, and Stephen, you also had a comment there, Tim, the LMX4 off-road kits. Oh, okay, yeah. So we can talk to them about that. So LMX4 kits. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, yeah, we did put that on there. Those were that's a kit that we can put on, that we get everything from ProComp on that, I believe, or 4-wheel parts for that. So yeah, we can get with Blake on that. So they have some pretty cool stuff on there. I do so much pages on the website that I got a little confused there. So yeah, I have a 616 hybrid XLT luxury order from you. I guess I am one of the unlucky few June orders still not scheduled. I really think, though, I'm hoping that all the 10, we have 10 June orders, that hopefully all of those get scheduled this week. Crossing my fingers. I'm hoping. I've done everything I can do to get those orders scheduled, especially those June ones, and get those built. So hopefully that does happen for you there. All right. So priority. Okay, so if you have a priority 80 on yours, that is a problem, because priority is the number that is dictated on what order type it is. So if it's a retail order, retail means it's a specific order for a customer. So if I, as a person, wanted to order a vehicle, the dealer would put it in as a retail order, and it would give it a priority 10 to 19. If yours is a 80, that means it was put in as a stock order, which means it was ordered for their lot. And right now, with so many vehicles still needing to be scheduled, that order will never get scheduled for a long time. Hopefully you got my longs in there. It will not get scheduled. An 80, because a stock order can be anywhere from a 20 to an 80. So if they want a stock order to be picked first, they would put it as a 20. They put yours as an 80, and I'm not sure why. So you need to go talk to your dealership, and you need to talk to them and say, why is mine put in as a stock order? And they're probably going to be like, looking at you like, ooh, you figured that out. So you go in there, tell them, I think you put my order in incorrectly. It should have been a retail order type, and I'd like priority 10, please. And then have them put your order in correctly. And then hopefully you signed all your paperwork. So you will need a buyer's order signed, filled out by hand. So you need to handwrite it, not type it. Handwrite your name, address, email address, phone number, and sign it. Copy of driver's license, and they have to submit those through the ROVP website. Hopefully they know how to do that by now, because we've done 500 orders since June. So hopefully your dealership can figure that out by now. Even if they have a small dealership that doesn't do that many, they need to figure that out. All right, my dealership is accepting points towards spray liner. It's being done in-house. Maybe that's why. Kim, by the way, here, check this out. I got something to show you guys. Nice looking Maverick you got there, Kim. There you go. Thanks for sending me these pictures. And this is the only one that I put on here, but great job by this dealership. And I wanted to kind of show this off. You can probably tell your dealership in there, but it looks like your salesman did a great job for you. Sounds like you had a great experience. I did see that on, I think, on the Maverick Truck Club. So great job there, and love the cactus gray. One of my, probably the second favorite color. I love Area 51. I also love the cactus gray there, and it looks like you got a lariat. And there, she did send me some other pictures. It is a lariat, so beautiful interior as well. So congratulations on that. There you go. Also had somebody else. Tom got his delivered finally. Tom's he's in there too. I wanted to show you these pictures. Tom's one of our customers. Had his delivered to him in Las Vegas or in Henderson. So he's also has a Ranger there, as you can see. So pretty good looking tandem of vehicles right there. And he also got a cactus gray as well. So beautiful truck. And so I'm real happy that we finally got able to get that transported out. We had a heck of a time getting a lot of our vehicles transported out. Just because of all the things going on there. And for those of you, last picture I wanted to show, those of you that are looking at the F-150 Lightning like I am and are looking at different colors, that ice blue color, it's available on the F-150 Lightning. There it is. It's on an Escape as well. So that is a new color for 2022, not a dedicated color to the F-150 Lightning. So I thought that was going to be a dedicated Lightning color because it was ice blue, Lightning, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. It's available on Escape. So now I'm thinking of a different color. But that's kind of what I was thinking there. So anyway, so I want to kind of show those off to you guys and let you know. So, all right. So, congratulations there to Kim, to Tom, everybody else has gotten the Maverick recently. So they are getting delivered, folks. Just hold on. It's worth the wait. I actually got my personalized tag today. I finally tagged my Bronco today. It was the last day I could tag it. But I did tag my Bronco today, and I'm getting a personalized tag. And I was looking for different ones. I wanted Built Wild. I tried some different ones, and one of them I thought about was worth it because it was worth the wait to get the Bronco. But actually, that one wasn't available, so I didn't go with that. But since mine does have that Roush, the Bronco R package on it, I went with Bronco R for my license plate code. So I was going to do YouTuber and something like that, but my wife drives it too, so I thought, she's not a YouTuber. She's not the Ford video guy. So I thought maybe she would enjoy having that on the vehicle. So, which I did ask her, and she's like, I'm not the Ford video guy. So that's what we went with. So there you go. So I'm going to personalize tag. So it's push button start standard on the Ford Lightning Pro. Interior photos on build and price showed push button. No, it is a key start. So on the Pro version, it's a key start. I think you're going to go up to 312A package of the XLT to get push button start. That's included with intelligent access, by the way. So intelligent access with push button start is how that's included on the F-150 Lightning. So Anthony, you would have to, if you want the push button start, intelligent access, you got to go up to the XLT 312A, the high equipment group. A lot of people call it the premium package. It's not. It's the 312A is the high equipment group there. Technical term from Ford's Build and Price website. So that's how that's terminology there. But there we go. Any other questions I missed? If I have my truck VIN, can I add it to my Ford Pass without screwing it? Yes, you can. You can add it. You just, nothing can be, you can't do anything. If you're lucky and you try to activate it and somebody's in there and they actually happen to hit the screen, you might be able to check the location on it. But I tried on my Bronco and that part of it didn't work. But you can add it. It won't affect anything and it won't hurt the vehicle. It's best to wait until it gets there probably. I mean, it worked with mine. I added it in Ford Pass, and then when it came in, I had to just go in there and activate it and on the screen there. But anyway, my fit accessory were in my truck when I picked it up. Thanks, Tim. Actually, yeah, Roger, yours actually was one of the ones too I got with, I think Michael was your salesperson. So yeah, I actually let him know that yours was back there. That was the day that I did that, and yours hadn't gone out yet. He was able to slide it in there. So we finally figured that out. I think the day before yours went out, or before it needed to go down there for you. So glad you got that. So we are putting them in the vehicles. Any of them that we have that are getting shipped out to customers, we are putting them in the vehicles. So they're in there when you guys receive those from the shipper. So please get in touch with me so I can place my order with you. I have had nothing but problems for the last week trying to get it and get it ordered through you. Oh, yes. Okay, Philip. I think I got an email from you the other day. So I thought that was handled, but I will call you and we'll take care of it. So definitely. All right. Ordered 6 Snapple 43. Ordered 6/24/21. Build date week of 6/27. So they are getting those June orders out. Yeah. So hopefully we get more of those done. So Tim, how is Long McArthur handling the transporting of vehicles? Better, hopefully. Well, here the thing on transporting is that once we get all the paperwork set up, then that deal is given to to the person that handles all the transport. And as I don't know if you've watched any of our member videos that we've done, and I probably should do one for the channel just so you guys can see. But we, I walked back on our back row, and we have about 20 out there that are waiting to get picked up. And so once we get that paperwork, then we are putting that out there. There's a website that goes out for transport companies. Basically, it says, hey, we have one that needs to be picked up. It's here, and then they are picked up. Now, there is somebody that has a YouTube channel it's all about transporting. And one of the things I didn't know that is always helpful is that they look for other ones they can pick up in the area. And so, we may have, several. If you have a one that can hold 3 cars, then they're going to try to find 3 in this area that also goes to 3 places where they're going. So if we have something that needs to go to California, they try to find other vehicles that are either close that need to go in that same vicinity down there so that they can, utilize their trip down there and not be a wasted trip and just carrying one vehicle all the way to California when they could haul 3 or even 6 sometimes. So that's kind of the way that works. So there's a lot of logistics in there. I'm not smart enough to figure that out, and I have too much to figure out to be thinking about that. But there are a lot of companies that do that, and basically it goes into a thing, and then they pick up different shipments. And I know during Christmas time we had a lot. I know Tom's was delayed because of people taking time off to see their family around Christmas, and so I think some of them weren't doing any shipments or picking up, and so we had some of that as well. So anyway, so sometimes it does take a few days. We sometimes say you can almost allow for a week for something to be picked up once we finish paperwork and everything. So so sorry for that, but sometimes we do the best we can. So any other questions there? When an out-of-state buyer is flying in to pick up a new vehicle, does Long McArthur get a temporary registration? You will get a tag. Yes, you will get a tag to get you home. Yep. Here in the state, and I think it works for any state, you should get a 60-day tag that'll get you by until you get back and get it tagged and everything and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of times we may not have the title ready for you when you come to pick it up. So we'll get that title mailed to you usually. I know my title, I didn't get my title for almost 30 days after I did paperwork on mine, even though I still work at the dealership and everything. But there's just so many that we tag and title and everything that sometimes it can take a little while. So it looks like somebody asked a question, and thanks, Gary, for answering. I can tell by your answer it was probably how often are the invites going out. So they go out for the F-150 Lightning every 2 weeks. So the next one would be January 20th. So, which would be a great birthday present, Ford. Okay, birthday's on the 23rd. I'd love, to get an invite on the 20th to order my vehicle. I might even wait until the 23rd just to order it on my birthday. So, so you could send that out for me. Give me an invite. I would really appreciate it. So everybody give a plug to Ford. So give Ford Video Guy his F-150 Lightning invite. So, okay. Tim, the Maverick Truck Club posts many times that the plastic interior scratches very easily. Scratches are permanent according to the posters. Have you heard or experienced this? I've actually had that happen on some other vehicles too. My Bronco, I think I got a little scratch on one of the fender flares that are molded in black. One of those had a little scratch on it from the factory or in transport or something. I noticed on there. Yeah. So I mean, some of those things will scratch pretty easily. Though, and some of those pieces shouldn't be too expensive, hopefully, to replace if you want to just replace it after it gets several scratches. But a lot of times, especially on the interior door, especially at the bottom, like I tend to open a door and sometimes push it with my foot or something, and sometimes can scratch it at the bottom. But a lot of vehicles will have that same experience. Just depends on where it is. But not surprising, I guess I should say. But so, do you know where the closest train depot is for trains going to Washington State? For Kansas, I know there's one that goes into, I think, Kansas. I know one that goes into Kansas City. I've been right by there. Stayed there for 3 months. My daughter was at Children's Mercy. But also, I think there's one in Lawrence and probably one in Topeka. I know there's buses that come through here in Salina, but that might be the closest places. I don't know. Although I did get a chance when I was went to Atlantic City to ride in a train from Atlantic City to Philadelphia. That was a lot of fun. So that's how I got back. Actually, a flight was going too late for me to get back to Kansas. So I instead rode the train to Philadelphia and flew from Philadelphia back to Kansas. And that was a lot of fun, riding the train. So I know there's a lot of people that commute to work over there in Philadelphia and Atlantic City and such that way. And that was a lot of fun to see that experience, be able to do that. My June order Maverick Lariat came off of chip hold on 1/3, was marked built on 1/4, and finally shipped on 1/6, and currently is in Illinois. So great, good. Glad it's headed your way. So. All right. Any other questions we have? So some good questions. Already 8:20. I haven't even checked the emails. I did have one in here that somebody really wanted me to answer, I think, on the live stream tonight. See if I can find it here. Where was that one? Here. I haven't even looked at it. June says, "Hi Tim. Thank goodness you're working late. Thanks for your kind response." Actually, I will tell you that I've been a little behind in my emails from the Ford Video Guy email address. I spent an entire afternoon Monday responding to emails. Again, I'm really waiting. I really need to get an assistant because I'm really behind on the other tasks I have to do that I haven't been able to check my emails. So I am working through those. I spent all afternoon on Monday and got caught up to January 1st, I think. So, but I was actually responding last night late because I'm like, I want to respond to some more. So I was up late. I couldn't sleep, so I was responding. So no Maverick Hybrid here yet. I'm bolded my favorite line below, but modulars populated a few weeks ago, so I assume the truck has its chips and engine. So it sounds like several people are getting those notifications now. So still no email or tracker note saying built. However, not sure why it hasn't achieved built and been shipped unless it's the spray-in bed liner. And sometimes that is the case because after it's built, the spray-in bed liner is actually done in a different place than where it's built. So the production line, and they build the Maverick, and then they send it off to, I think, what they call the trim shop or the body shop, and then they put in spray-in lead liners and those different bed accessories in there. So that's probably the case. So anyway, she said XLT hybrid luxury tow hitch, all weather floor mats, hot pepper red, ordered 6/12, confirmed 6/14, scheduled 10/21 for a she has them crossed out 12/13, 12/22, 12/16 in production. On 1/3 got email saying hybrid will be built week of 12/20. And it says 1/4/22 populated, delivery expected 2/13. Hey, Valentine's gift for you. So anyway, hopefully you'll get that so real soon. Adding the textured hood protector, side window deflectors, splash guards, and mud flaps, and tailgate assist. And to be honest, I don't know if you'll need a tailgate assist. It's very light. You might check it out before you order that. That tailgate is super light to lift up, so I don't think you'll probably need that. Had a red Ford Ranger that lasted 17 years. Those things are dependable. Also, just to add that I think I've had a solution soon to being able to join on the site. Oh, great. I'm opening a little description. Okay, anyway, more about personal email, I think, there. So, well, thanks, June, for that email. And she did say for the live stream, on 111, so I wanted to make sure I read that. And then also PS code for the items I listed that we're adding are all aftermarket, most through our dealer. Good idea. So, and then she also throws in, she's going to put in some different tires there. So, all right, thanks for that email. So let's see, just check and see if I got any other questions over here. Tim, I know that's this is confusing. Maybe I'll email you offline. Yep. So yeah, especially I try to learn everything I can about the different products and some of the other departments, but there's so much for me to try to keep track of that sometimes, like an aftermarket, it's just always best. I mean, we have one customer that's wanting F-150, wanting some other stuff done, and I've actually had aftermarket talking to them about those things. So, definitely we might have to have them get involved there because they're going to know a lot more of what's best to put on that than sometimes I will. All right, Jose said, hi, Tim. Even though Ford is trying to build old Maverick orders, are the builds contingent to dealer allocations? Yes. And do the dealers have any input saying allocations? No. So we don't really have any say on that. So basically what it goes to is they start with the region. So every region is going to get a set amount of allocations given to them, and then the region dedicates them out to the dealerships from there. So that's why we got actually a pretty good number for our region to have 23 allocations. From what I understand, the general manager told me from talking to our Ford rep that we got a good chunk of our regional allocations, which means Kansas City region did not get too many allocations this month. So if you guys live in other places and have orders in the dealerships in California and probably the coast, you're probably, maybe get scheduled more likely, because it sounds like those areas got them instead of the Kansas City region. What fit system are for those who are doing drop ship? How would we get our fit system? Drop ship, those should go to the dealership where the vehicle is marked to, I would think. That's a great question, JR, but I really think they probably are going to go to the dealership where they're getting drop shipped, would be my assumption. But I will find out. Actually, I'll contact the brand manager and make sure on that. So that's a great question. And so if you did pick up yours at a dealership as a drop ship, you may go check with them. If you got it from us, and I think maybe you do have an order with us that we're drop shipping to you, if it came here and it doesn't get picked up, every so often I'll go over there and check and see what's in and see if those have already been, delivered or whatever, and I'll make sure they get sent to you, so mailed to you. So if it does come here, we'll mail it off to you, and we'll get it sent to you in the mail. But otherwise, I would assume it's going to get delivered to you. So, but great question. All right. Roy says, Tim, how long would it take to get a spray and liner at McArthur once delivered? Any idea of cost? Same price as it is from the factory. So we are, I think, on, $550, I think, on those, lifetime warranty, and usually we can do it the next day. So when the vehicle comes in, we get it inspected and everything. Usually he's pretty quick. He usually can get a lot of them done. Depends on how many shipments we have. There's one time where we had 3 come in 3 days, and it did take a little longer. Has to be inspected, has to be PDI is what we call it, pre-delivery inspection done. Once that's done, then it can go to have that bed liner put in the next day, because usually he plans in a day in advance. So whatever is actually going to get done tomorrow, he's already planned for today. So if he knows a vehicle comes in, let's say a vehicle comes in within the middle of the day, he won't be able to get over there that day because he already has things scheduled, but then he can schedule it for the next day. So that way he can get over there and get the spray and liner in. So usually 24 hours to get that done. So hopefully that answers your question there. Thanks, Tim. You're the best. I keep up us all a little more sane through this whole wait. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. I remember the day, it really wasn't that long ago, where, if you ordered a vehicle, if somebody ordered a vehicle and said, because you've been able to custom order vehicles for years. So I've been doing it on my vehicles for a long time. My dad's, the last 3 vehicles he's ordered, he orders them specially the way he wants them. And so, we've been able to do that for years. And it used to be, hey, 6 to 8 weeks, usually 2 months. Once you order it, usually within 2 months, you're going to see it here somewhere around that 6 to 8 week window. But with right now, with the launch of a new launch vehicle, that's different because it's starting up. It's not like if you order in the middle of a model year, they're already ramped up and they're running, right? And it's a changeover. It's just, that's not different. It's not a new vehicle launch. But when you get a new vehicle launch, they got to start from a dead stop, and then they have to get rolling and get ramped up and get supplies up and start everything. And so that can take a little while, especially on the Maverick right now, and on the Bronco and the Lightning will take a little while, But once it gets going, after this model year, hopefully 23 goes a lot smoother for the Maverick and such. But yeah, sometimes it can take a little while, but yeah. All right. Any other questions? We're rolling on 8:30. Did I miss any questions? Got Jose's. Couple questions from the emails here. Let's see here. Got any others? Here's one. For tonight's live stream, a local dealer here in Ohio received a first edition EcoBoost Maverick as a stock unit. Not really, but the MSRP is $35,915. I called to see if it was available, and they said yes, but noted that they were adding $15,000 markup to the truck, which makes it $50,009. Is Ford okay with dealer adding 42% markup of the vehicles? If not, is there anything that we can be done about it? I really don't think there is, because we're buying now. In that case, that's a first edition EcoBoost that was not actually a stock ordered. You couldn't. We haven't been able to get a stock Maverick since the very first, since September. We got 3, and that's what we got. So many ordered units right now. That's what they're building. What that was somebody that didn't take their first edition, and so then it becomes a stock unit at that point. And yeah, I think dealers can mark it up. And I think one of the bulletins came out about the F-150 Lightning about people that were marking up the reservations. Ford had a problem with that, but once that vehicle comes in and they dictate the pricing, then they'll allow dealerships to do that. Now, what I think they're having issues with is if dealerships change their contract. So if they say this is what they're going to do, and then they add the dealer fees like we talked about earlier, then that's where Ford has a problem. With this here, maybe you can get something by calling Ford and saying, "Hey, I wanna get this." We're marking up our vehicles too. We try to keep it reasonable. We don't want to feel like we're price gouging, but yet we want to get a fair price, what the market value is. I did see someone that posted a used Maverick that was on a dealer lot with 2,500 miles that they had, and they had at $5,000 over the original MSRP, and we found that out to be true at the auctions. So if you find a vehicle, if you were a dealer and you were going to an auction right now, they're going for $500 to $7,500 at the auctions, and so that's where we're pricing. Ours is right around that same price. So we are marking our stock ones up a little bit. 15,000 seems a little steep. I think it's, that's a little high, and I know some dealers don't have a lot of inventory. We've been very fortunate because we are been always looking forward. A lot of the vehicles, we have, here's a whole, these are the vehicles that came in today. These are sheets. Each one of those are sheets. Those are all vehicles that came in today, and about 80% of those are ordered units, specially ordered units. So most dealerships, they weren't doing that. Customers were coming in and they were wanting to see vehicles, and they had no inventory to sell. And so they're like, "We don't really have anything to show you. We don't have anything to sell you." And then they just send them on their way. Instead of saying, if you really what you want to do, and the best deal you can get is we can sell you one at MSRP and have it custom ordered for you exactly the way you want it. You're just going to have to wait a couple months. Do you mind doing that? And these customers didn't mind doing that, and they ordered them. And we have, and we're not just talking Mavericks, we have Navigators custom ordered, and there's another Navigator. We have Expedition custom ordered. Heck, I custom ordered mine. Mine's going to be built, 22 is going to be built in November. And we have EcoSport, we have some people, that's not a custom order, that's a stock order. And then of course the Mavericks, and we have F-150s coming in as sold units. So that's what the way we used it was we knew that Ford was only going to make custom, customer ordered vehicles. So we started asking customers, "Do you want to order it?" And we have clientele, customers, businesses, and such that every year they order a vehicle in December, or they come and pick up a vehicle off of our dealer lot, usually from our dealer lot, and they buy a vehicle. So this summer we reached out to them and said, "We know typically you like to get a vehicle in December from our lot. We're probably not going to have anything on our lot. let's go ahead and custom order you something now, so that way it'll be here when you're ready to get it for year end for your tax write-off. And so we did some of that stuff. So thinking forward like that, a lot of dealerships don't do that. And because they don't do that, then when they do get a vehicle that's available to sell and they have nothing else on the lot but one Maverick, they're probably going to price it like that. I know the dealership we have next door, Dodge dealership, their whole new car lot, they have, I think, 6 cars on their front row, and that's the only new vehicles they have. So, you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes. But yeah, Leland, that's pretty high though. You know, I mean, we had ours priced a little over MSRP, and then we decided, you know, let's look and see what they're going for at the auction, because we're one of those that, you know, we want to get as much as we can for the vehicles. We're in sales, you know, we have to pay everybody's paycheck and send people home, and they have a family to provide for and everything, and so we have that. But yet, you know, where's the fine line of it being, you know, a win-win for everybody? And there are a lot of people that are upset with dealers that they're marking their vehicles up. But, you know, understandable. But I've been in the car business about 20 years, and not as long as a lot of other people, but this is the first time I've ever remember selling a vehicle for MSRP or more. Ever since I've been doing the internet department, it's been about invoice minus rebate, invoice minus rebate. Invoice, you make nothing as a dealership. So you're hoping you make money in the finance office. That's the only way you're going to sell a new car. And then your whole goal was, well, hopefully they have a trade, and then we can turn around and sell that trade and make money. And that was as a dealership. A lot of your sales guys, when they hang out on the lot, you'll notice they're on the used car lot, because that's the only place they can make money, because they know on a new vehicle they're never going to make money. So for years we made nothing on a new vehicle. Now, because of supply and demand, we are, and this is the first time in 20 years that I've ever seen it like this, and it's crazy. But when you have very limited supply, I understand it. But so that's why we're telling people, let's just custom order you something, so that way we can sell it to you. Can get an MSRP pricing. You want the best price. That's the best way to do it on a new vehicle right now, is to do that. So, but also don't forget, you have that trade in. I'm trading in my truck. I'm looking forward to it. I'm like, wow, my truck's going to be worth 2 years. I'm going to drive it for 2 years, and it's going to be worth as much as it was when I bought it new, which is crazy. But yeah, that's, so trade in your used cars on these vehicles, folks. You'd be surprised how much they're worth. I got to build 2 things there. Cool. All right. So, well, appreciate everybody. It's 8:35. Any other questions I missed, because I was on my email over there? So Tim Ford's email, my window sticker continually says check back. Yeah, a lot of times until right before it's being built, and Stephen, I can't remember when yours is being built. Sorry. I think maybe the week of the 17th. I can't remember, but usually the Thursday, Friday, right before your build week is when that email will be available for you to pull up and see again. So try it again like the Friday before, and you probably get it. In fact, I think I got an email on my Bronco like the Thursday or Friday before production day, and it said that it was going into production. It actually gave me a build date, a day instead of a date, a week, and they also gave me a link to see my window sticker, and then it was available at that point in time. So usually when it's going into production is when then you can see it again. So how dealer allotments work, I wish I knew. So, yeah, I don't know. Allocations, I mean, Ford, a lot of them used to be is decided, I should say, by how many vehicles you sell. And so like for a long time, that was one of the things that we looked at. So on our dashboard shows, here's the vehicles that you're getting for your different lineups. And a lot of times it's based on what you've been selling. What's your quarterly sales rate and such like that. So that's why we have a lot of F-150 allocations and Super Duty allocations, because we sell more of those. On a new vehicle launch like a Maverick, then they start looking at, starting in June, they started not only looking at how many vehicles you sell to dictate that, but also they started looking at how many vehicles you have that are COVP, which means those are customer ordered vehicles. And so that's a number now that's starting to go into consideration for how many allocations you get, is how many vehicles orders you have in the COVP website or ROVP. They actually combine those. You put them in ROVP, but when they look at it, they push those to the COVP website. And so they look in there because those are the custom orders that you have that have been approved and that are okay, and then they give you extra allocation. So a lot of times in the last several months, we've done wholesale. They say, okay, here's what we have your numbers so far, but we haven't looked at your COVP orders yet. So then those numbers are probably going to go up. So usually like on Maverick, our number was always 0 to start with because typically for a long time we didn't have any Maverick sales because it was new. So of course lately it's been quite a few, but that's the way that works. So so right now that's kind of how that system goes, but how they determine how many you get, again, some of it has to do with how many the region's getting, and then broken down by dealerships, and then broken down by how many orders are at each dealership. So smaller dealerships could suffer, maybe not get as many. So, but Tim, looking forward to seeing your first edition video. Yeah, I recorded it, and I recorded it in manual mode, so the red's not quite coming out like I want it to, so I'm trying to do some things with the editing. That's why it's taking a little longer. I kind of looked at it and didn't like what the colors are, so anyway. And then Andrew said, what color are you ordering? I think he was actually asking somebody else. So anyway, thanks for answering my question. No problem. Again, I'll try to respond to the leftover emails I have this week. I've actually gotten caught up on phone calls as well. I think I have like 6 people I need to call back. I'm mostly on Lightning, but I get those people called back, and so I'm sorry. If you call me and leave me a message, I'm trying to call back people as much as I can. I do have to allow some time because I usually when I call you guys, I'm just about as wordy as I am on these live streams with you on the phone. So we end up talking for 30 minutes. So I always got to make sure I have enough time to be able to chat with you that long. So always I want to do that. So. All right. Thank you, Tim, for another great vid. All right. So I think we're getting close here to the end. And like I said, there are some people that did email me through the email. I'll try to get to these emails next couple days and get those emailed out. And I'm really looking forward to my assistant starting next week so we can I can get even more videos out for you guys and be able to answer those questions. But again, thanks for joining me tonight. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button now. Or after this, because the audio, I'll have to figure out why the audio is doing that, but which might be kind of hard because I don't have an account that I couldn't subscribe to see how it works. I'm not sure why that's coming up. I'm assuming just the audio within that on there is not working right. But anyway, we'll try to figure that out and get that going. But don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well so you can get notified next time another video is ready on the channel. And then also when we go live. So we'll do that. And also don't forget to smash the like button. Did everybody smash the like button? I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and smash the like button now. I'd really appreciate that. It helps the video out. And don't forget to, if you want to become a member, we got a lot of members, new members tonight. So thank you for everybody becoming a member. Appreciate that. And don't forget to be checking out those membership videos that I have on there and post. I'm doing a weekly video where I walk the lot, but I think somebody else actually gave me another idea that they sent me an email and I haven't had a chance to look at yet. So we'll check that out, but I'd love to give you some other perks. And there's something else in there for you too. So there's a special gift. And so there's information about how you can get that gift when you become a member. Check out that video. Actually, it's a post. So check out that community tab so you can read all those posts as well and see what's going on there for members there. And so I appreciate you watching. And don't forget, if you're on Facebook, one of the other reasons I'm getting an assistant is so that I can do some Facebook Live events too. I'm assuming similar to this on our Facebook page, so we can get some engagement on Facebook. There are some people don't get on YouTube, and so they're like, maybe don't watch or maybe watch the video later. But we're going to try on Thursday nights to do some live streams on Facebook as well. A similar format where I can get on here and answer some questions. I don't know if I'm going to go over some of the repetitive. I don't want to repeat anything, but maybe a continuation of some of the conversation that happens here that we'll do on Thursday nights. But be looking for that. Probably don't want to go as late as 7 p.m. On Thursday nights as well, but probably 6 or 7 p.m. on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook and you're interested in that, be looking for information on that. I'll probably have my first live stream. I won't go very long, 1 week. I don't know if I'm going to do it this week or next week, but next week at the latest. we'll start doing a live stream on Facebook as well. So if you want to get on there as well and chat with me, then we're gonna put that over there on there. So I think early on it'll probably be kind of small because a lot of people probably aren't aware of who I am over on Facebook. So if you want to join us, I'd really appreciate the company over there when we start doing that. So again, thanks there to them. So Roy, thanks for becoming a member. Hopefully the audio wasn't crazy. And you know what? I think I may know where that audio is. I can pause that or make it quiet. So for that. So anyway, so we'll get that going there. So again, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Hope you have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the time here. Hopefully you learned something, and hopefully, but more than likely you get scheduled this week if you haven't. If you already have your Maverick, enjoy it. I hope you really like it, and so you can enjoy your Maverick and your Ford vehicle, your Ford Broncos and everything else. So again, thank you. Audio is good now, so I don't know what happened. I probably banged on the desk just right. So again, thank you everybody for joining me. Thanks to all the different members we have, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for joining me this week and all the other weeks that you've joined me. And until next week, we'll see you later. Have a great week. Enjoy it.